Hello students. So we were discussing about solid states and we have reached up to the topic where we have to study about imperfection in crystalline solids. So far we have studied that the particles are arranged in solids in a definite geometric pattern, meaning thereby that the irregularities are not expected, but there exists certain types of irregularities in the arrangement of particles. Due to this kind of arrangements or irregular arrangements, certain types of defects arise in the crystal. These defects are called as crystal defects. So the imperfection in crystalline solids are also called as crystal defects. So these are synonymous to each other. A statement to make this understand would be like this: irregularities found in the arrangement of particles in a crystalline solid is called crystal defect. Now these crystal defects are broadly of two types. One is point defect, another is line defect. When defect in the crystal is found in the array or in a line of arrangement of particles, we call it as line defect. But if a defect is found at a particular lattice point of the crystal, we call it as point defect. So this point defect we have to study in an elaborate manner. These point defects are further of three types. First is stoichiometric defect. Second is impurity defect. And third is non-stoichiometric defect. In stoichiometric defect, the ratio of the cations and anions or the constituent particles do not change. The meaning of stoichiometry is the ratio of constituent particles do not change, but in non-stoichiometric defect, ratio of constituent particles change. You might have seen compounds like nickel oxide. Here the ratio of nickel is 1:1, but after non-stoichiometric defect caused in it, it would be like this: nickel 0.98 instead of 1 and O 1.00. Or this could exist as, or some other examples could be FeO, Fe 0.98, O 1.00. Zinc oxide can become zinc 0.95, O 1.00. So these are the examples in which crystalline solids have metal deficiency and non-stoichiometric defect is seen, wherein the ratio is not equal to 1:1. The ratio is not equal to 1:1. So the reason thereby is that they have variable valency and a particular type of cation is replaced by the other type of cation to maintain electrical neutrality. So we'll discuss this in elaborate manner in our later part of the discussion. So we'll come to the stoichiometric defects at first. In stoichiometric defect, what happens? This can be again divided into two parts. It's not that the solids or crystalline solids will be only ionic. It could be non-ionic also. It could be ionic or it could be non-ionic. In case of ionic solids, there are two types of defects. One is Frenkel defect. Second is Schottky defect. In Frenkel defect, what happens? The smaller ion, means the cation, leaves its specific lattice point and enters into interstitial space. Say for example, there were cation, anion, 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 cation, and anion. So it may so happen that any one of these cation, being smaller in size as compared to the anion, can leave its lattice point and can enter into interstitial site. If it happens so, then we'll call it as Frenkel defect. Else it may also happen that equal number of cation and an ion misses from the crystal. Say it was cation, anion, cation, anion, cation, anion, anion, cation, anion, cation, anion, cation, cation, anion, cation, anion, cation, anion. If equal number of cation, say if this one and this one, they leave the crystal and go out of the lattice, still the ratio of the cation and ion will remain same. So stoichiometry will not be disturbed. So this kind of defect is called as Schottky defect. Similar type of defect when it is shown by non-ionic solids, then we name it as vacancy defect or interstitial defect. So here these terms are made little different from Frenkel defect and Schottky defect because these terms are used for non-ionic solids. These are used for non-ionic solids, whereas these two terms, Frenkel defect and Schottky defect, is used for ionic solids. So Frenkel defect is similar to interstitial defect and it is also called as dislocation defect. It is just that one of the particle leaves its lattice point and enters into interstitial site, and in Schottky defect both cation and anion leaves its lattice points and go out of the crystal lattice. So the electrical neutrality is maintained. Here electrical neutrality is maintained. In case of impurity defect, so we have discussed about Frenkel defect, Schottky defect, vacancy defect, interstitial defect. Vacancy defect and interstitial defect is talked about when we talk about non-ionic solids. Frenkel defect and Schottky defect is talked about when we talk about ionic solids. Now impurity defects is caused when any cation is introduced in the lattice of any other salt. In case of impurity defect, what happens? In a crystalline molten solid, in a crystalline solid which is in molten state, some impurities are added. Example, strontium, What do we see here? How many positive charges are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And how many negative charges are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So there are 8 positive charges and 8 negative charges. So it is electrically neutral. Now if you melt it and after that if you add strontium chloride, SrCl2, then strontium is actually divalent ion. So one strontium can displace 2 sodium atoms. So 2 sodium atoms can get displaced and one strontium can take its place somewhere here. And those 2 sodium atoms can become 2 NaCl. So strontium enters here as impurity. It is an impurity. So this introduction of impurity into the crystal in the form of its molten form is called as doping. This is called as doping. Doping means introducing impurity in a crystal. Now when strontium will take its place, still the number of positive charges will remain +8 and -8. It will still remain electrically neutral. Now in case of non-stoichiometric defect, what happens? Say for example nickel oxide. Nickel exists as nickel +2, oxygen -2, nickel +2, oxygen -2, oxygen -2, nickel +2, oxygen -2, nickel +2, nickel +2, oxygen -2, nickel +2, oxygen -2. Now nickel is actually a divalent atom. It can exist as Ni2+, it can also exist as nickel 3+. Now if any of this divalent ion becomes trivalent ion, say for example if I choose this and say if it becomes nickel 3+, so one positive charge has become extra in this. If another nickel also becomes +3, so 2 positive charge will become excess in this. Earlier how many positive charges were there? Earlier it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 12 positive charges and 12 negative charges. So earlier +12 and -12 it was equal to 0. Now it is +14 and -12 is equal to +2. So to maintain electrical neutrality, one of the divalent ion will have to leave its place. So if one divalent ion leaves its place, if one nickel 2+ leaves its place, then it will become -2 equal to 0. So to maintain electrical neutrality, what happens? Sometimes the atom or the ion with lower valency, they leave the interstitial site and they form a non-stoichiometric compound. So this type of compound exists generally as nickel 0.98, oxygen 1.00 and so on. So what is happening here in this case? Is the metal becoming excess or the metal becoming lesser? In this case we see that metal is becoming lesser. So this kind of defect will be called as metal deficiency non-stoichiometric defect. This will be metal deficiency non-stoichiometric defect. Now there can be a condition in which metal excess defect can also be there. Metal excess defect can also be there. An example of metal excess defect I will show you. In case of a metal excess defect, say for example if it is zinc oxide and if it is heated, this forms zinc 2 plus, 2 electron comes out and half oxygen leaves, means one oxygen atom leaves from here. When it happens so, say if one oxygen, if it escapes out of the crystal, then the 2 electrons or the electron pair will take its position. Alright, and what will happen? The number of metal excess defect rather, because anion is becoming lesser, so this will show metal excess defect. So it will be Zn, it was Zno earlier, now it will become Zn 1 plus X. So this kind of defect will be called as metal excess defect. So I can summarize everything all together once again. So to summarize it, I'll need to erase crystal defects. Crystal defects were broadly of two types. One was line defect, which we are not discussing in detail. Another one was point defect. Point defect was of three types: stoichiometric, defect, impurity defect, and non-stoichiometric defect. Stoichiometric defect can be again seen in ionic solids or in case of non-ionic solids or crystals. In case of ionic solids, there are two types of defects: Frenkel defect, second is Schottky defect. In case of non-ionic defect, there are two defects: vacancy defect or interstitial defect. In case of impurity defect, what happens? Doping takes place. Doping of higher valency cation in a salt with lower valency cation. Doping means introducing impurities. In non-stoichiometric defect, there were two types of defects: metal excess defect. Example: zinc oxide leaving one anion, forming Zn2 plus 2 electron plus half O2, and divalent nickel leaving its place and 2 trivalent nickel taking its place in nickel oxide. So in case of nickel oxide, so nickel oxide may exist as 0.98 nickel, oxygen 1.00, and zinc may exist as zinc oxide may exist as zinc 1 plus XO. So this is metal excess, X is excess, and here it is deficient. This takes place due to variable valency. This takes place due to different size of the cation anion and due to heat.